Hey guys, welcome to another Friday Live with Jasmin. I am your host, Jasmin Bryant, your brand visibility coach, helping coaches, speakers, authors, and small business owners over 40 to figure out who they are, what they're trying to say, and show up confidently on camera so that your ideal audience can find you and you can have the life and the business that you want. And today I'm also your resident disco ball. I didn't quite I knew I was shiny and sparkly today, and it really wasn't until I turned on the camera and turned on the lights that I realized how sparkly I am. So, what are you gonna do? Maybe I can say that the sparkly shirt matches my sparkling personality. All right, so look, today we're talking about fear of judgment. So if you like, staying broke, if you like leaving money on the table, this video is not for you. For everyone else, pay attention, maybe grab a pen, take some notes, share this with your biz bestie because we don't gatekeep around here, okay? So, a lot of times, so many of us are worried about what people are going to think about us when we put ourselves out there. And I'm not going to lie, it's scary to put yourself, in a position of vulnerability because that's what this is. For anyone who has been following along with me for a while, you kind of know my story, but for the new folks, I'm a journalist. I've been in television for most of my life since I was 15 years old, starting on camera and being a teenager in that position is really challenging because talk about fear of judgment. I will say I am so glad we didn't have social media back then. But, when I did my first Facebook Live, I don't even know how long ago it was, whenever Facebook started letting you do lives if you weren't like a mega influencer. Um, I was nervous. I was scared. I was afraid of what people were going to think about me doing this. And there was some imposter syndrome there too, but a lot of it was vulnerability because I'm telling my own story as opposed to telling other people's story, which is what you do when you're a journalist. You tell other people's stories. You are not the story, right? But I did it anyway. It was not stellar, but whatevs. I did it. So you get over that one hump and you just keep going. But, all that to say is that you're not alone. So let's tackle this together. I know like in my Fear No Video Facebook group, there, we had a poll and this was one of the top fears. What are people going to think about me? And again, some of it does kind of go back to that imposter syndrome, kind of like, who am I to share my expertise? So the root cause of the fear of judgment beyond the imposter syndrome is acceptance. We have this need for survival, and part of our survival is being accepted by our peers, by our groups, by the people who are around us, whether it's virtual or in real life. So it's natural for us to want to think about what someone is going to say when they see us putting ourselves out there. And it takes bravery a lot of times, it takes confidence, and it doesn't take a lot for that bravery or that confidence to be shattered. So I don't want you to think that something is wrong with you or wrong with your business if you have that fear of what people are going to say. But the bottom line, the deep, dark truth is this is a very loud, very noisy, very busy digital world that we live in. And if you're not visible, you are leaving money on the table. If you are not showing up where your clients are, where your customers are, then your business will fail. That is just the truth. Being visible, putting yourself out there, that vulnerability, it's about survival of your business and connection. So you want to create connection. Um, a lot of times we'll think, what if I mess up? You know what? You're going to mess up. It's okay. It's how you recover that matters. The other thing that people think about when, you've got this fear of judgment on you is, what if they don't like me? Not everyone's going to like you. Again, that's okay. You are not everyone's cup of tea. You, my friend, are a glass of champagne, a shot of tequila, a very strong cup of coffee. You don't have to be everyone's cup of tea. Just be you. And then the third thing that goes through the minds of so many people when we're trying to get over that fear of judgment is, what if I look silly? You might, you might not. I mean, hell, I'm a disco ball today, but what do I care? What I have to say is far more important than, how shiny I am. Um, but look, the reality is, like, are some people are by and large too busy with their own stuff to think about you and judge you for what you're doing. And if they are judging you for being on camera, if they're judging you for showing up for yourself, showing up for your business, showing up for your clients, showing up for your potential customers, 9 times out of 10, that judgment it's coming from a place of jealousy on their part. You're doing something they can't do. You're doing something they haven't been able to do. You're doing something that they're too scared to do. And so that jealousy is really judgment. Or that judgment is really jealousy in disguise. So, you know, you just have to power through it. And, perfection, it's not relatable. Like, being you is far more relatable than, someone who is completely polished and perfect. Um, you want to embrace the suck sometimes. It's going to happen. And that's okay. You have to be okay with it. So, I want to talk to you about the costs of staying hidden, because at the top of this video, at the start of this video, I said, don't watch if you like being broke. Don't watch if you like leaving money on the table, because I always say, and my book has that title too, when you're visible, you make money. You can grab that book on Amazon, by the way. Just search my name. It's right there. Um, but when you are not visible, you are missing opportunities. And so 40% of small businesses, I'm looking down at my notes because I don't remember things. 40% of small businesses don't utilize e-commerce due to fear and the lack of resources. And some of those resources that they're not using would be social media. The fear is the fear of being on camera, the fear of being visible, the fear of being judged, the fear of not being perfect, the fear of the tech fear. Are you getting that? And poor visibility can lead to massive loss in revenue. $1 trillion every year is lost in US businesses because of a sales and marketing misalignment. And what does that mean? You are not aligned with your sales goals. Your sales goals are directly correlated to being out there and being visible. One of the stories that I tell and I share quite often because it's so true. Every time I would do a video in my direct sales, my network marketing business, I would get new customers, whether they were a one-off customer, a new member, or a business builder. So doing live demos, doing recorded demos, the lives worked better than the pre-recorded ones, but I would do the live videos, showing off my products, doing unboxings, how to use the products when I was at conventions, showing people, some of the behind the scenes. People tuned into those. I made money every single time I did it. So it is a fact. When you're visible, you make money. Direct correlation. You can't not make money when you are the face of your business and putting yourself out there and letting people get to know who you are, because again, it's about connection. And so, by not putting yourself out there, you're also missing these connections. I've made a lot of connections, being on other people's podcasts, having people on my shows, and just talking and connecting. And money changing hands, but their referrals. There are some people that have been on my midweek chats or my summits, and I know someone who's come into my world who could use their services. So then I will refer them to that person. And the same on the other side. They have people who are struggling to be visible with their companies and with their brands. So they'll send them to me to come and have a chat. So, you have those connections, but if you're not visible, then you're going to miss out on those connections, and you're going to miss out on that ripple effect of the people who are looking for you, the people who are looking for your services or your products. So you don't want to do that. And again, you could lose potential income. And you're holding back your unique gifts and your unique personality. You're holding yourself back. And there's enough in this world to hold us from doing the things that we want to do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it to yourself. You need to be your best friend, your biggest cheerleader, and put yourself out there, put out your brand, put out your company, put out your product or service, and then just really just kind of go for it. And again, like reframe that fear, because your audience isn't looking for perfection. They're looking for you. They want to know who you are. They want to know, why should I buy from you? Why should I come to you when there are 1,000 other people doing the exact same thing? That's where you shine. That's where, you show up. And that's where you show people who you are. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to overcome this fear of judgment. And it's not a quick fix. There's really no such thing as a quick fix, sorry to say, but these can help. Okay. Again, it's not a quick fix, but start doing these and these can help. So the first thing you want to do is to shift your perspective. And, a lot of what I do is mindset, because, there's a lot of crap that we have to unlearn in order to be the people that we want to be the business owner that we want to be the coach we want to be the salesperson we want to be, whatever it is. So there's some crap to unlearn. But once you shift your perspective and you focus on serving your audience and not serving yourself and not thinking about their opinions, it gets a lot easier, because the bottom line is, like, it's not about you. Right? It is not about you. Before you record a video or before you even think about, going live, ask yourself, how can I help my customer? How can I help my audience? How can I help? Because it's not about you. It's about them. It's about what you bring to the table, that can help them with their pain points. And so your why, and it always kind of goes back to the why are you doing what you do? has to be bigger than your fear. Your message is bigger than your fear. And once you really start to get into that mindset of how can I help the people who need me? How can I help my audience? How can I serve you? And this goes whether you're selling purses and shoes, two of my favorite things. If you're a travel agent, also a favorite thing. If you are a coach, if you are, a nail artist, if you are a drop shipper, you're providing a service or a product to someone that can change their life, in whatever way it is. So you definitely want to think about how you're serving them. How can I help? And again, once you really focus on them, it's less about you, more about them. And a lot of that fear of judgment is going to go away, or at least dissipate, because you're not so concerned, because it's not an ego thing. It's just not an ego thing. Okay, so practice in private. I am a huge fan of just taking your phone and recording a short video of yourself that you don't ever have to show anyone, but just record 30 seconds and introducing yourself to yourself. Your name, what you do for fun, the name of your pets, your kids, where you like to vacation, just something, because it gets you in that mindset of the camera is actually my friend. There's someone friendly on the other side of this camera. It's not just some void of super judgy people waiting with pitchforks to like spear me, right? Um, and then it just helps build your confidence before you go live or before you hit record. You just practice and just get a little bit more comfortable. Practice in private, and then embrace the imperfection. Just, start messy and just go. Start before you're ready. This was probably, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I decided to sign up for a triathlon. Not gonna lie, I was a little peer pressured into it. But I said, I'm going for it. So a triathlon, if you don't know, it's a 5K race, I don't know, I think it was a 20-mile bike ride or something like that, 15-mile bike ride, and then a swim. So I was already doing 5Ks, not a problem. I was skating in a roller derby league. So I was, my cardio was on point. Bought a bike, great. I can bike for 20 miles and I can go fast. Fantastic. The big problem was I don't know how to swim. So what did I do? I did it anyway. And I literally jumped into the deep end of the pool, not knowing how to swim. And I figured I'm just going to figure it out as I go along. And that's what I did. I started taking lessons. And so part of my training for the triathlon was to take swim lessons. So I just literally figured it out as I went along and trained as I went along, got the lessons as I went along. And, everything is figure outable. You just have to believe in yourself and then be ready to pivot if it doesn't work out. But no one has ever died from trying something new on camera, being on camera. No one's ever died from the fear of judgment. So, little thing. Okay. So let me just go over those 3 ways to overcome your fear of judgment again, so that it's in one little succinct portion without my stories. Okay. So 3 ways to overcome your fear of judgment. Number 1 is to shift your perspective. Number 2 is to practice in private. And number 3 is to embrace the messy suck, because it will happen. It's okay. Perfection is a myth. Just do it. Just do it. All right. So I have a new guide for you guys. So this is my 5 steps to turn your content into cash. And so I just dropped the link into the comments. So you can click that, download it. There's also a 30-day content creation calendar to help you stay focused. So again, so that website is videos2cash.com. Videos2cash.com. Actually, I think I can put that up on the screen here too. Yes, I can. Videos2cash.com. Okay, so you want to go there, grab that guide to help you stay consistent, help you stay visible. And you know what? Don't let fear stop you, because you are so much stronger than you think. You are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And your message is so much more important than anything that's going on in your head, those fears, those doubts that are holding you back from sharing your gift and the amazingness that is you. So let's just go ahead and do the things. The world needs your brilliance. So go on, hit record, hit live, and tag me in what you do. I am at Fear No Video across all platforms. Tag me in what you do. I would love to see. And if you're not a member of the Fear No Video Facebook group, it's a very welcoming, wonderful community. I will put that link in the chat here. www.facebook. Oh, if only I could type, guys. Woohoo! Facebook.com/groups/fear no video group. So that's in the comments as well. So you can come join us and get access to a great group of folks that are rooting for your success. And there are people in there that are all different levels of their visibility journey. Some are, afraid to start. Some are just starting. Some are in the middle. Some have been on national TV spots, and so you've got the gamut there, and everyone is so supportive and here for you. So I will end here. I hope that you have an amazing weekend, and go out there and create some content this weekend. Just start small. You don't have to, eat the whole elephant, as they say, but you can, just dip your little toe in and just go for it. And yeah, I mixed metaphors. I mean, sue me, what else? All right, guys, have a good one. I will see you